Okay, so it says live, so I'm wondering. So there we are. It says live, so I'm wondering. So there we are. It says live, so I'm wondering. Let me get this situated. So there we are. It says live, so I'm wondering. Let me put this up. Let me center this too. Let me get this situated. There we are. It says live, so I'm wondering. Let me put this up. Let me center this. Let me get this situated. There we are. It says live, so I'm wondering. It keeps repeating. Center this. Let me get this situated. There we are. It says live. Okay. Let me get back here, click on this, I'm good here. Okay, one thing I did not bring was earphones. Do I have earphones up here somewhere? I think I should. Oh, crap. Okay, so sorry. So sorry. Whoopsie. All right. Okay, got to figure this stuff out. And I'll tell you why I'm doing all this myself here now. Some things have been happening, and it's very, well, you know, it's not very anything. It's just an adjustment. We just have to adjust. We just have to do the best we can with what we've got, and we can't, oh, that's pretty good. We can't just give up. We can't just run away from our problems. We can't, you know, do things that say defeat. We just have to keep on, and by the grace of God, there, but for the grace of God go I. That was one of my mother's favorite sayings. She still says it. So I'm thankful that she's still around to say it. There we go. Now, I wanted to see if this was working or not. We've got a chat. Holy cow. All right. So I am not able to hear myself yet, and I don't know what's causing that. But you guys can hear me, correct? Yes, I agree, can be explained using a flat earth model. I hear you. Thank you, Joey. Oh, that's so comforting to know. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to, oh. Now where's that coming from? Hold on, keep ringing, keep ringing. Uh-oh. Do it again, Karen, because I messed that up. Okay, I'm ready, she says. Oh my goodness. Try again, dear. Okay, I'm ready. Now, where do I do that? Now maybe she'll answer. Hey, there she is. Now, I am not hearing her. I am not hearing you. So I've got to figure out, how do I get to hear you? I can't hear you, dear. So I've got to figure that out. There's me. Oh, you know what? You are not on the Hangout. That's why. You are not on the live Hangout. So what I'm going to do is I have to find the link and give you the link. So hang up and I'll put the link in the chat for you. Okay, links. No, that's not it. Links. Oh. Okay, Flat Earth Matters left the call. Uh-oh, I hear something. Speak. I can. How did that happen? Okay, but I don't know if you're on the live yet. See that, and my live thing says you're not on there. So you got to hang up from this, and I've got to find the live link that puts you on live with me. All right. I'll put a link in this thing, though. Oh, my goodness. Now, I've got to find the link. And I probably should ask you guys where it is. All right. Does anybody have an idea where the link is for this? Love the channel. Okay. This is the first time I'm doing this. The first time ever I went live, I did not invite anybody on. So I don't know where the link is to invite other people on. So if, just bear with me, guys. Cameraman, screen share, no. Chat, no. Live. And here it says links, but it doesn't, it says video embedded. I have no idea what that is. And then there's a YouTube page, and that's not it. There's a link to join this. I'll give her that and see if that's it. Okay. Try that. Oh no. That might not be it. Edit? Okay. Let me see if I can't find this link. Why do things have to be so difficult? Chat is having a good discussion. Even without me. So I think these chats are just to get, go to the control room. That's a good idea. Stream's okay. Primary stream, yada, yada. Let's see what it is. Create highlights. Okay. There's the thing. Awesome. Stream able to live in-stream ad insertion. Slates insertion, none, none, none. View on watch page, live control room. Manage analytics. All locations, all this data that I don't really understand, which is fine. I'm just trying to find the link. Well, I'm going to try this and see if that's it. So, because if you have the link, it's on that. That should do it, right? If you share your screen and the link is there, so I just copied it out of the top. Okay, it would be nice if Karen could come on and then I could start talking. There's been a lot of things going on, guys, that you really should know about. And I'm going to start this by saying that these things started happening when I started questioning what is the good indication? What is an indication of a good channel? Yeah. So when you start scrutinizing and principles, what principles can we live by, and what principles can we use to determine if it's a good channel or not? Okay. So we started, and I guess I was doing most of this, but the guys seemed to agree. I was in an activist hangout, and we would do things together like live streams. And if you go and look at some of the live streams, you will see who was involved. As it is right now, I am kind of willing to talk to one, which I'm really not 100% sure of yet. But I am talking to one guy on the live streams that we have done previously. There's only one guy so far that I'm really comfortable with. Okay? That is Flat Earth Boxer. And all the rest of them are in various stages of mistrust. So I've never mentioned names. If you really want to find out, then you will have to go and look it up for yourself. But that's where I stand on this whole thing. So it is better for you to do your own thing. My mother always said, paddle your own canoe. And that's very good advice. She's 91 now. So, yeah. Paddle your own canoe. Don't let anybody in. In fact, I'm going out today and I'm not telling anybody where I'm going, because I think they send out their minions. The last place I went, a Satanist came. Thank goodness it was the end of the day and I was packing up and I could just walk away from the situation. But I don't like to be rude, but I have told people to move on. So I got some kind of a notification here. So let's see what that is. That didn't work either, she said. Okay. Oh, golly. Well, where does the freaking little... Okay, wait, let me go to this one and see if there's a link on this one. Yeah, hold on, Karen. Let me see if this one will work here, because they say if you share your screen, they can get the link. So let me try and put this one in and see if that will work. Oh, it's a different one. Try that one, Karen. Okay, so while she's trying that, I'll continue here. So you can look on the previous Hangouts, and you can see who was all involved in our live streams. And yeah, Flat Earth Boxer is the only one so far. So this is why I am looking out and reaching out to other people in the activist community. Now, I'm going to start calling it teaching. Flat Earth Creation Teaching is kind of the name I'm stuck with. Flat Earth Teachers, I kind of like that. It's more generic. But anybody who looks at the flat Earth has to know it was created. So oh my goodness, it worked.
Yes.
Oh, and I can hear you and everything.
Awesome.
That is wonderful.
Yeah, finally. Now,
Yes.
but I don't see anybody else on here. I mean, I just see you and
No,
me.
it's just you and me. Just
Awesome.
you and me. Yeah, because I was just explaining that the previous live streams, now I don't know if Flat Earth Boxer is around or not. I only have an hour. No, not even that. I have like 40 minutes because I have a long drive ahead of me. And I really want to get off. Hopefully by 10:30, I want to be off of here. And, you know, I did pack up my car already with banners and everything to go, but who knows? So if I go over 10 minutes, I'm not going to scream. But I was explaining to everyone how my previous live streams I've distanced myself from everyone in my previous live streams except for one person, and that's Flat Earth Boxer. I'm not hearing from one person. The other two, pretty much, well, the one definitely threw me under the bus. And there was another one who tried to get me into a intimate relationship. Now, granted, it was online, you know, over the airwaves, but it would have been a very personal, intimate type of relationship, and I don't go for that at all. And he tried to disguise it as a spiritual thing. Well, guess what? There's lots of guys who are onto that, and they can help you. I am not talking to I, as a single woman, am not talking to a man, let alone a married man. So forget that.
Yeah.
We have to live by principles, and those principles guide us and protect us. So absolutely, there are lines you draw, and you follow those lines, and they will keep us safer.
Yes.
Will it prevent us from all harm? No, but if we're wise as serpents and harmless as doves, we will get through. So yeah, I've had to distance myself from all those guys except for Flat Earth Boxer. He is a gentleman, and I even showed him a picture of my daughter. That's how much I respect this young man. And
I like him.
Yes, and he's intelligent. He enunciates his words. He's just, and I'm not going to go on, or people will think there's something going on there. But he gets out there, and he does Flat Earth, and he teaches Flat Earth. And that is the one thing I think we need to have that name. We're not activists, because when we go out on the street, and I think, Karen, that you had this, when you went down to that science fair, didn't the policeman say about, oh, well, you're going to have to move your protest somewhere else? Did he use the word protest with you?
I think one time he might have said that.
Okay. So yeah. This is what they are doing, is they are putting us in a category as protesters. And right. we can't do that. We are teachers. And if we call ourselves teachers, then we will get our mindset correct. Because when right. we go out, well, the first time you heard about Flat Earth, you said, what the heck is that? You don't know anything about it. So right. we have to go out there with the intent of teaching something about Flat Earth that these people don't know. And I would suggest having 3 things in your arsenal to teach them that they don't know. And when you get those 3 things into their mind, then they will look into it. And that's been fairly successful, I think. So one way is, you know, if they ask for more information, then you know you've got them thinking. If they just like stare at you like they don't know what's going on, just say, here, look this up when you go home. So I do want to talk about your experience down to Science Fair, and but there are just a few little things I wanted to cover. I hope everyone goes back and looks at the live streams. I'll do that really quick. And there's a video out that was a live stream called "Is Flat Earth a Trojan Horse for the New World Order?" And that was done by two of the guys on the live stream, but it was done without my consent. I was not involved in that at all. Flat Earth Boxer was not involved with that at all. So that was just those two guys, and that's one of the reasons why I'm distancing myself. Okay, not that they need my permission. They can do whatever they want. I just don't want to be involved with that. Okay.
Right.
And that video was used by the other guy to say that, oh, all my activist friends are going religious bonkers. Really? Not in my consent. I did not consent. So I'm being thrown into a cesspool of a label, and I'm not dealing with that. I'm just going to distance myself. So have a nice time, you guys. I will never badmouth you. I don't mention your names. People can look it up for themselves. There is one guy I'm going to mention. This Flat Earth. It's not Flat Earth. It's maybe I shouldn't mention his name either. But he's a guy who does videos, and he's just a talking head. And that's one thing I've also talked against, is listening to talking heads. If they're not out doing something, either they promote, support, or do teaching. I used to say activism. Now I'm going to start saying teaching. So either they promote, support, or do teaching. So this guy doesn't do any of that. And there are a lot of channels that don't do any of that. The very first thing I realized in my heart when I came to Flat Earth was, I've got to tell everybody this.
Everyone.
Everyone. Yes, you have it in your heart. Yes. And you have to tell. So you're like, your cup overfloweth. That's the word. And so you have to spill this out. Now we are learning better how to do that without just looking like bubbling idiots, you know. We are getting a method of teaching that looks more professional, that people will look at and they will consider, and they aren't afraid of it. Some crazy, you know, So we're doing much better. So let me see. North season for an outdoor teacher. Oh yeah. So here we are coming into 2019. And the season in North for getting out and about is it has begun. So I'll tell you a little bit what I did yesterday. There was a time when Flat Earth 101 and I were discussing, you know, methods of going out and teaching. And I think it was he who said, well, we have to garner some goodwill. So yesterday, weeks ago, I had signed up for a local watershed conservancy was doing a stream cleanup. And they also needed people with trailers. Now, is everybody listening to this? Because you all know I have a trailer.
Yeah.
And you all know I put my banners on that trailer and I go in parades. So I said, sure, I'll bring my trailer. Well, do you think I was going to go there without a banner on my trailer? Forget that.
Not at all.
So I put my banners on there and I'm going down the road, and I got there and they all look like, oh, she's got a trailer. But I got out and I started talking about how I was a landscaper, and yes, and there was like maybe 12.5 people there. And there's a big picture that they took at the end, which is going to be posted on the on their website. So when that comes out, I'll make a little video on that. So we all have tools, things we can do. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about it. So
Marilyn,
yes, dear.
Did you get the trailer in the picture?
Well, they did. They got the back of it. They got the back of it, which has Research Flat Earth on the back. but it was filled. That trailer was filled. And
wow.
yeah. And I even said, well, you can take a picture from the side. We can all stand in front of the trailer, you know. Oh, well, the girl with the camera. Well, I don't know. I'm there. Come on. You'll educate everybody at the same time.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. They were a little leery of it. So yeah, so that's what I did. I collected trash, and I had, oh, it's right next to a baseball field. So I had like 7 baseballs, 1 softball, a lacrosse ball, a hubcap, and a piece of siding. I mean, we all were getting these crazy things, and all, of course, everyone who was along the road got tons and tons of glass bottles. So, you know, please don't trash
Throw trash out.
Yeah, please don't do that.
You know,
Yeah. So even some guy stopped on the road. He said, "Oh, thank you for doing this." And then he saw my trailer, and he's like, "Oh, thank you for doing this." I'm there. Well, we signed up through the Conservancy and all this. So maybe he thought we were all with the Flat Earth gang. Wouldn't that be awesome? So,
that would be cool.
Yeah, it'd be very cool. So yeah, what else? So I have been noticing, next subject, I have been noticing that there is a push for, they want us to believe and look towards the heavens. They don't want us concentrating on the earth. They want us to look up at the stars and the planets. I have been noticing several events that are being put on by organizations like the schools for stargazing and things like that. So be wary of those, but be aware. Next week, this coming week, I'm going to be on the Sun and Moon family, and we're going to discuss the things that we should be talking about when we're teaching about the stars. And I thought, I contacted her, and I said, you know, maybe we could do a little hangout on this about how to do that effectively, how to teach that, especially when you don't have videos. Now, I did add, I saw one of Karen B, that's her channel name, and I saw one on how do you tell if it's spherical or a disc, or, you know, she has 4 orange things there, and they're all different shapes. And I thought that was awesome. So I put that in 3rd place on the flatearth101.com/begin link. And that's the link that I give out, and it's on the card, on the postcard. But everyone should be giving that link out. So I have 3 short videos, and then I have Eric Dubay's 200 proofs. So Karen B, I want you to know that we are highlighting you on that channel link. I really enjoyed that video. I think you did a fine job.
I have not seen that yet. I'm going to have to look at it.
Yes, you will.
As soon as we're done talking.
Yeah. So we are trying to build up activism tools for you to access, anybody to access. And hang on, Karen, I'm getting to you. So be patient. You're doing great. Let me see. So we're going to be teaching. So everybody should get out there and teach. Yeah. Oh, I think I covered it. Oh, I must talk fast because I have a couple pages. So yeah, I talk fast. So yeah, it's 10:06. So Karen, so tell everyone just a little bit about where you are and what you're doing. And I think you're doing awesome work, even though there's not a lot on the YouTube, but you have a good reason for doing that. And you do have video footage, but it's just not posted yet. So you are.
Yeah, it's on private right now. I can't make it public for a little bit longer. And yeah, we know why, but
Yeah.
that's okay. I mean, one day your phone's gonna bling off the hook with all the videos I just made public.
Great. I can't wait. I can't wait. That's awesome.
I know. That as far as the science fair goes, I still consider that day to be very successful, even though we did get kicked out. That and of course I didn't have all of my free speech information with me,
Okay.
which is some that you had given me, and then some more that I researched and got. I also got a letter from Valerie Williams from our city hall here, a letter stating that she emailed it to me, so I just printed it out, and it says that as long as I'm on a public, walkway or a public area, that I can stand there and talk about whatever I want to talk about. So after I got that letter, the next time I went out, I was almost wanting the cops to come up to me.
Yeah.
I know that doesn't sound good, but I was like, man, I am so ready for you guys to come and try and tell me I have to leave, That
But of course, but of course you were going to be very sweet and non-confrontive.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh yeah. I got a little folder. I carry it in my car, so I don't have it with me right now, but I should have picked it up before I got on here. Anyway, it's just a folder that opens up with little files in it, and I've got all my free speech in the front, and then I have some other information in there that I use when I'm talking to people about refraction and magnification and all that. But so the problem with the science fair was the principal of the school. And what really blows me away is that the school that was doing this science fair is a Christian school. And the principal of the school came up to me, and first of all, I had a crowd of students around us. And she came up to me and accused me of harassing her children. And I said, I have not approached one student. Every student I have talked to came up to me. And we were on the outskirts of the science fair because they wouldn't let us in. So we went to the outskirts, maybe 25 feet away from the little border boundary of where they were. And the children were coming out of their quarantined area and up to us, and crowds of them. I mean, at one time, we probably had 20 kids standing in front of us, just questions flying left and right, And Timothy and I both were trying to do our best to answer them. But meanwhile, the principal's coming up saying, stop harassing my children. And she's brought the cops over to remove us from the area. Now, the mistake I made was we had banners that we had probably 5 banners between me and Timothy that we had strung across with bungee cords from one light post to another light post. So that was my mistake. I had attached it to city property.
Okay, now let me address that. Attaching to, now I looked up the word because when I was in a public park, I had my banners on freestanding PVC, but it was a little windy, and so I secured a bungee around a transformer, that's sitting there, and I put a bungee around that and the pole of the banners so it wouldn't blow over. And one of the cops said to me, "Oh, well, you attached it." I said, "No, attaching means it's a permanent, intended to be permanent. That's what attaching means. So if you have a bungee and you're just stabilizing it and it's cloth, stretchy and nothing's getting scratched or anything, I think it's perfectly fine to stabilize a banner with a bungee, but that's not intended to be permanent at all. So they you can argue with them on that point. So go ahead.
Well, my attachment was definitely not permanent, but I didn't have at the time. Since then I have built a frame, PVC frame for my banners. But at the time I didn't have that. But what I did was I took bungee cords and put them in the eyelets of the banner. So they were just hanging, you know, with bungee cords attaching each one, and then the ones on the end went around the light pole. So still temporary, not permanent. But he told me, had I not had that, you know, I could have at least used the banners. But the problem was the principal of the school did not want me anywhere near those children.
Right.
Telling them lies is what she said. You're harassing my children and filling their head with lies.
What was your response?
I said, no, ma'am, I'm not harassing your children. Everyone I talked to came to me, and I'm not telling them lies. I wanted to say, you're the one telling them lies, but I didn't. I kept the respect.
Right.
And I said, I am not telling them lies. I am telling them the truth. I tried to even give her one of my brochures, and she wouldn't take it.
Right.
I said, you know, if you want to know for yourself, you know, look into it.
Well, I'm going to tell you something that I have come to understand now. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So when they come at you, they're coming at you and telling you that you're teaching lies. I would just turn that right around and say, you're the one teaching lies. That way the kids hear that. They hear that their principles being challenged, and that there is maybe a reason or a cause to investigate. We have to think more of the kids. And if they're going to come and shout an accusation, just turn that right back. I'm rubber, you're glue.
I wanted to, Marilyn. I really did, but I was trying to stay respectful so that she wouldn't, you know, have the cop.
I get that. I get that. But there's nothing disrespectful about telling the truth.
No, not at all.
So I'm just going to encourage you to do that next time. Be, you know, just a little bit bolder. Now, I wouldn't punch her in the face or anything, but.
Yeah, I'm not going there. But even after we had to pack Eric, because we had 2 tables set up out there. I had done the atmospheric refraction and magnification, Rob Skiba's little.
Good.
I had that, you know, well, actually, I had it with me. I was setting it up when the cops came over and told us we had to pack up. So and on the other table, we already had all our brochures and information and that big poster that Timothy has with the different government papers on it, which that's one of the things in my folder is the Army lab, Army Corps lab, I can't remember the name of it, that has all the military papers that say on flat Earth is flat, 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 all through the papers. So I actually printed that out and it's in my binder. But anyway, so after they made us pack everything up, I have my one sign that was my first sign that I used before I got my banners, but it's just simply a map of the flat Earth, and it says flat Earth under it. That's on a pole. It's only about this big. So I just walked around because the cops told me I could hold a sign in my hand. So I'm like, okay. So I hold the sign in my hand, and we just start walking through the science fair with the sign. Yeah. Crowds all around us. I mean, kids are like, Timothy's handing out stickers. I'm handing out brochures there, and we're using the map because, of course, everyone wants to ask, you know, well, how's the sun and the moon work on a flat Earth? So my map,
they don't know. They don't know. You have to teach.
I know. So we kept using that map to show the kids, you know, how it worked. The science teacher walks past us. And one of the kids says, oh, he's our science teacher. I'm like, oh, sir, come here. Let me talk to you for a minute. He was just like, no. He was not even going to talk to us. But then finally, the cops did make us leave the science fair. And that's fine. We went over to 5 Points and did some more activism and had very good success there. I think that was the day. Yeah, that was the day I talked to 3 women that are in the Navy, work on a submarine, one of them a captain of a submarine. She was fine talking about everything. She was very she had a lot of questions, you know. She never was disrespectful or, you know, called me an idiot or stupid, which is what you normally get, either stupid or stupid idiot, you know. But she was very
no, because even in a submarine, you know how far you can see. You can see through a periscope. You can use radar, and radar doesn't like go around the ball. So they know. They know.
She was especially the captain of the submarine. She was kind of freaking out. So then, but still very respectful. And then when I said, well, since you're in the Navy, I'm sure you know who Admiral Byrd is. And as soon as I said Admiral Byrd, she like jumped back and she's like, no, do not tell me anything about Admiral Byrd. You are not going to destroy my Admiral Byrd. And I was like, oh gosh.
Oh my gosh. How do I
address this? Yeah. And I said, I'm going to tell you about a video you need to watch. And I gave her the video of Admiral Byrd and I always call it Longines.
Longines. It's a
Longines.
French kind of a thing. Longines.
Yeah, I told her to look that up and watch the video with Admiral Byrd that tells us that there is land beyond the ice wall. And she just, when I said that, she just was like, I just can't even believe that Admiral Byrd would say that. I was like, well, you know who he is. You know that I'm not going to tell you something that's not true. There's a video. You need to go look it up and watch it, you know. So anyway, we had a lot of success.
Karen, you are awesome, Karen. You are awesome. This is great.
Well, the last weekend I went to the arts market, and now I've got my banner frame, the PVC pipe frame, and it is awesome. I love it. And the way I sent you a picture of it, but I made it to where both of my banners lay on top of each other. One of them is securely attached to the frame. The other one is at the top, but the bottom is loose, and I can just flip it over. So I have both of my banners on the same frame, and I did a lot of flipping that day. I was there for 4 hours, and you know, talked to so many people. That's the video that the public service guy was going around emptying trash cans, and he ran over my tripod, busted my camera. So he did offer to pay for it, and I got his name and number. So he called his wife and he said, I just broke this lady's camera. I need to give her $50, you know. I told him, I said, well, if you'll at least pay for half of it. I mean, the phone only cost $100, you know. So he calls his wife, and his wife says, oh, no, you are not giving that lady $50 today. She's going to have to wait till next weekend.
Oh.
Which would be this weekend. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. The screen is like totally cracked up, but you can't, fortunately, it didn't go through the little camera eye. So it's not affecting the picture, I don't think. Do I look clear?
Oh, you got cracks all over. No.
Yeah.
No, it's great. No, it's fine. Oh, hey. I got that.
Yeah, really. But
yeah.
That was a really good day. I had 4 students come up to me and ask if they could do just a real quick interview with me to take back to their school. And I didn't catch her school. I wanted to get them to send me the video, but they got away before I realized it. But then after that, and I told you about this, I've got this week the debate at Fletcher High, which is the Beach High School. And they are having a classroom debate on flat Earth versus globe Earth. And I have been invited to be a spectator for that debate. And I'm very excited about that. I'm going to take everything I have with me and just tell the kids on the flat Earth side, you know, anything here you want to use in your debate, feel free to do so. My banners, all my, you know, written information, brochures, you know. So I'm excited about that. It'll be my first time in the classroom. So I mean, for teaching this, you know, I mean, I won't be teaching it, but I think I will be.
Yeah, I wish that you could get that stuff to him like sooner. You don't have his contact, but he has your contact.
No, actually, I have his contact now because he texted me when he originally called me. It was a restricted number. I think he was calling from a school phone. And then, because it was during the day when school would be in. So then Friday night, he texted me and said from his personal phone. And so I have his number, but said that his teacher definitely would love to have me there for the debate.
This is what I suggest. You don't want to just give your banners away, but I would take a picture and then email that or text that to him and say, you are bringing this, that he can use it if he wants.
Okay.
I would send him a picture.
I actually wanted to get a hold of him. I mean, I was thinking I need to get a hold of him like Monday and see if we can get together and talk for a minute.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Before the debate. And in that situation, I can ask him, you know, I have all this. Do you want to use any of it?
Good idea.
And just kind of go from there.
Great. Perfect.
Yeah. So,
that's a wonderful opportunity. And it's going to be in front of all these other kids. So the thing to do
one thing I just wanted, I want to go back to the science fair real quick because I didn't say this. That was on a Sunday it was a Saturday. Yeah, it was on a Saturday when we did that. But on Monday morning, when all of those kids went back to that school, I guarantee you that was the buzzword, Earth is flat. Everyone, because we touched so many children, when they went back to school on Monday, I guarantee you, I would love to have been a fly on the wall. Because, I mean, I'm sure everyone was talking about the same thing here. Is in a school. I don't know if everyone is going to know about the debate beforehand, but certainly afterwards, that will be the buzzword.
Right.
Earth is flat.
Good. Yeah, the kids are really hungry for the truth, and some of them can recognize it right away. What happened at my the stream cleaning yesterday, I was loading up trash bags in the trailer and I turned to my left and there was like a mother. The mother was really interested. And then the kids were standing around her like they were teenagers and they were like looking at it and like, you know, and so I walked over and I said, well, this is what they're teaching, you know, and look at this and this. And they like, wow. And so I know that there are going to be some people looking into this. I think doing it the goodwill approach is really, really great because they have a good feeling already about you. And going to a science fair where kids are supposed to be being objective in their thought and testing. Well, of course, they're going to be open to here's something different that we didn't know about. So those are all great things to do.
Yeah, and I love doing it. I mean, I know you do, and I do, and a lot of us do, just on our daily errands out and about. I had to go get my truck fixed yesterday, and the mechanic was looking at, because I have signs on my truck, you know, I use the menu number. Yeah. So I have those on my truck, and the mechanic was looking at them, you know, very puzzled. You know, I said, I've got some more information on that if you'd like to have it. You know, so I gave him a brochure and talked to him about Flat Earth 101 and the / begin. Yeah.
Correct.
That, and of course he looked at me like I was crazy, but that's okay. You know, I mean, I get called names.
Yeah, but see, when they say that, or they give you that look, say, hey, I did exactly the same thing you're doing right now 2 years ago, or whenever you did.
I do that.
Identify with those people that I thought this was crazy too until I looked into it. I mean, you have to.
That's what I do. I tell them that. It's like, I laughed my butt off at the person that told me. Yep. And started researching it to try and prove her wrong. Because I love her. She's a dear friend. And it's like, I don't want her believing something that's not true. So I'm like, you know, let me show you that is not true. But I couldn't do it. And the more I looked into it to try and prove her wrong, the more I realized this is true. And then once you have that realization, I mean, well, my character, I've been an activist for a long time for other things.
Yes, me too.
So I am a rebel, and I am going to get out there and tell you what I think.
Well, and you're not going off half-cocked. It's not just an opinion. It's something that you've thought out and researched. So you're not
9 months.
Yeah.
It took me 9 months to research it before the earth is flat. I could speak those words with confidence and know that I was saying the truth. It took me 9 months.
Well, it didn't take me that long, but I said, oh my gosh, I'm a flat earther.
I know. Ain't it great?
Yeah. So there's one more thing I had talked about earlier, and I just want to touch on before we close up here. The one guy that is the talking head that I am totally avoiding, he is a former police officer, and he was in the military. He admits to doing false flag operations, and as a policeman, he was trained in how to accelerate and decelerate a conversation. So when I was on his channel and I did turned out to be a 7-hour video. I was not involved in the whole time. I was not there the whole time. But we were having a very nice conversation for about an hour and a half, and then P. Mars came on, and then I had a phone call, and when I came back from that phone call, I said, something's wrong here, because we were having a nice conversation, and all of a sudden you really got angry and were on a rant. And I said, I don't know why you did that or what happened. And this I have figured out. He did this all on purpose. And he even admits later in the conversation that, he had planned this out. So to what degree, you can decide for yourself. But I would avoid this person. And he stands there with his arms crossed, and he's, looking like he's some kind of big guy. And no, I think you're very small. I think you're a very small man for deceiving people. Anybody can deceive. It takes a real man to live by truth. So in my eyes, you are a very small-minded man. So I know it's like 10:29. I hate to cut this short, so we are going to have to do this again.
Yes, and you got to go. You got to get out there and teach.
You bet. We're teaching.
I'm going to record the debate at the school, and I'll send that to you.
Oh, that's all. Well, if you put it under unlisted instead of private, there's 3 settings. You can do public, unlisted, and private. If you do it unlisted, then you can hand out that link, and only the people who have that link can view it.
Yes, I just learned about that. So
okay.
I will do that.
That will be
okay.
Awesome.
Well, you have a yes, it will be. I can't wait. Yes. Have a very good day today. Reach a lot of kids and hopefully parents too. But I find the children are more open to it.
Yes, and I'm going to a youth event, so there will be a lot of youth there.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Well, hang on there, Karen. I'm going to go off live and see if you're still there.
Okay.
So just hang on for a second. And thank everyone in the chat. I'm not good enough at this to go. And I know Mikey was there, Mikey Smith, and Joey Silva, and a bunch of others. I didn't get to see everybody, but I really have to go now. So thank you for coming on the chat. I really appreciate it. I hope you learned something today, and I hope you look at 2019 as the year of the flat earth teachers, because we need to invade our country.
We need boldness. We need boldness, Marilyn. We need to be bold and stand up and speak out. That's what we have to do.
Amen, Karen. Thank you. All right. Hang on, Karen, and I'll shut this up. Okay. Love you all. Bye.